All right, hello everyone. If you've got exams coming up, you are definitely going to want to pay close attention. We're about to break down a super important topic, how we protect our food. And I mean the whole journey, right from the field all the way to the warehouse. So, you might think, hey, we grew a healthy crop, job done. But is it really? Growing the crop is a fantastic start for sure, but it's only half the battle. The real challenge, the one that decides if we all have enough food, is protecting it. The journey of our food is long, and there are so many hurdles to cross, even after the harvest. Here's the plan for this explainer. It's our little roadmap. We'll start with the threats to our crops. Then we'll look at the solutions, move on to what happens after the harvest, and wrap it all up with a quick summary to get you totally exam ready. First up, let's meet the villains of our story. There are three main enemies that our crops face while they're out there growing in the field. So our first unwanted guest, weeds. You know, you can think of them like those annoying guests who show up to a party uninvited and just eat all the snacks. That's exactly what weeds do. They're these pesky, unwanted plants that pop up in our fields and start hogging all the good stuff from the crops we're actually trying to grow. So why are weeds such bad news? It all comes down to competition. They fight our crops for absolutely everything. Nutrients in the soil, space to grow, sunlight from above, and water from below. All this competition directly slows down the growth of our main crop. For your exams, it's a good idea to remember a couple of names, like Xanthium, which you might know as Gokru, and Parthenium, or Gajah grass. Next on our list are insect pests. These little guys might be tiny, but they can cause a massive amount of damage. They go after the health of the crop and can seriously reduce how much food we get at the end of the day. Now, for your exam, you'll want to remember the three main ways insects attack. First, they can just straight up cut parts of the plant, munching on its roots, stem, or leaves. Second, they can suck out the cell sap, which is basically the plant's lifeblood. And third, they can actually bore right into the stems and fruits, ruining them from the inside out. And finally, just like us humans, plants can get sick. These diseases are caused by tiny little things called pathogens, things like bacteria, fungi, and viruses. And the scary part? They spread so easily, through the soil, water, or even just the air. So one sick plant can quickly turn into a whole field of infected crops. So now that we know all the threats, the big question is, how do we fight back? Well, let's take a look at the playbook farmers use to control all these unwanted guests. Farmers have three main strategies up their sleeves. First up, we have preventive methods. This is all about being smart and stopping problems before they even start. For example, rotating crops each year. That messes up the life cycle of pests that live in the soil. Pretty clever, right? Then you've got mechanical removal. This one's pretty straightforward. It literally just means physically pulling out weeds by hand. And finally, there's the chemical approach, which means spraying things like pesticides to kill the pests directly. But, and this is a really important but, there's a catch with chemicals. While they work, using too much of them can be seriously harmful. They can be poisonous to other plants and animals, not just the pests, and they can cause major environmental pollution. So it's all about finding the right balance. So we did it! We protected the crop in the field and got our harvest. Awesome! But wait, the battle isn't over yet. Now we have a brand new challenge, keeping all that stored grain safe from damage. When it comes to storage, the threats fall into two main camps. On one side, you have biotic factors. Bio means living, so these are all the living things that can cause trouble, like insects, rodents, fungi, you name it. On the other side, we have abiotic factors. These are the non-living things, the environmental conditions, like too much moisture in the air or the temperature being too high or too low. And if we don't control these factors, the results can be a total disaster. The quality of the grain just plummets. It loses weight, and seeds might not even be able to sprout later on. The grain can even change color. All of this makes it really hard to sell in the market. So to stop all that loss, a proper system is absolutely essential. It all starts with cleaning and drying the grains really well. Then comes hygiene, making sure the storage go-downs are clean and sealing up any cracks. After that, fumigation can be used to kill any pests that might be hiding. And finally, using proper storage devices like gunny bags keeps everything safe, sound, and dry. Okay, time for a super quick recap of the most important points. If you're going to remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this slide. This is your final revision right here. Let's lock this in. In the field, we have three big threats: weeds, insect pests, and diseases. Remember how insects attack? 3 ways: cutting, sucking cell sap, and boring. And our control methods? Also 3: preventive, mechanical, and chemical. Easy. Then, in storage, the threats are biotic, the living stuff, and abiotic, the non-living stuff. And to protect those grains, we have 4 key steps: drying, hygiene, fumigation, and using the right storage devices. Got it? That's the core of everything. And that leaves us with a little something to think about for the future. We know that chemicals have a serious downside. So the big question is, how can we use science and new technology to come up with smarter, safer, and more sustainable ways to protect our food? Well, that's the big challenge for our generation to solve.